Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates and March News Roundup together with Alex from Star Wars Explained, where we go through all the news in regards to Star Wars gaming, movies, series, comics and all that kind of stuff. So let's get straight into the gaming news. Starting off with Battlefront 2, we've got a very long awaited update for the game that completely overhauled the progression system of the game. No more randomized gameplay objects and no more loot crates. Everything is now gained through normal XP, so you level up the class or hero that you actually play and then get skill points you can use on the star cards. So this is the kind of system everyone wished they had at launch. The progression update also brought back the Bespin map from the previous game called Administrator's Palace, which is now available for everyone on Blast, Heroes vs Villains, as well as sometimes on Jetpack Cargo. And they also announced that in April microtransactions are coming back to the game, but they will only be for cosmetics and the cosmetics will not be in loot crates. So if you see a skin that you want, you can buy that particular skin and you don't have to get lucky to get the right skin. So they're definitely taking this game in the direction that all the players have requested, which is good to see. And as a kind of preview of everything that is coming in April, they did release 3 Hoth skins for Luke, Leia and Han that you have been able to unlock during the last couple of weeks, as well as a Rodian officer for the Rebel Alliance. The challenges for the Leia, Luke and Rodian skin have unfortunately expired by the time you're watching this video, but you still have time to unlock the Han Solo Hoth skin if you are interested. Moving on to other Star Wars gaming news, a job posting from EA Vancouver revealed that they are working on an open world Star Wars game, and this game is most likely a continuation of Visceral's cancelled Star Wars game, because when Visceral Games were shut down a while back, they did say that EA Vancouver was going to take over that project and make it into something new, because they obviously created a lot of assets that they can reuse in another game, even if the final product might not be something that is close to Visceral's project. So that means that EA Vancouver are most likely working on an open world Star Wars game, and Respawn are also working on some type of Star Wars action adventure game, and Respawn's Star Wars game is scheduled to be released in 2019. Over to mobile news. First of all, in Galaxy of Heroes, 2 new characters were added in March, which is Darth Sion and Visas Mar, both of which you can now unlock in the game. The development team also had a couple of blog posts go up last week where they tackled multiple topics such as community improvements, daily login changes and so on, all of which can be found on the official Galaxy of Hero forums if you're interested in that, where they've also now posted the event calendar for April with pretty much daily events for the game. In Star Wars Force Arena, a pretty big March update arrived 2 weeks ago that introduced a couple of new characters such as old Luke Skywalker, Supreme Leader Snoke, as well as the Praetorian Guards, and also an arcade mode called All Out War. And now over to Alex for movie and canon news.
Thanks, Elliot. I think the biggest news of the month goes to Jon Favreau. It was announced that he will be writing and producing a live-action Star Wars series for Disney's streaming service. We don't know any more details other than that, but I am happy about Favreau's involvement. I think he's a really talented guy, and this tells me that Disney isn't gonna sideline the series. They're taking it very seriously. In Solo news, Ron Howard revealed that John Powell has begun recording the score for the movie. Disney also showed off some Brazilian posters in the wake of claims that the originals were plagiarized, and unfortunately that doesn't sound too far off. But the new posters didn't have blasters in them, and that sparked a whole other thing, but I think I talked about that enough already. And finally, for Solo news, Philip Lord and Chris Miller's credits for the movie were revealed to be that of executive producer. Moving on to Episode 9, there wasn't much news outside of speculation, but John Williams did say he plans to retire from Star Wars after Episode 9. That makes sense to me. He's been knocking it out of the park for over 40 years. Let the man rest. In related news, the Disney Music Group announced that May 4th will see a remastered re-release of all 6 of John Williams' original Star Wars soundtracks. How about future films? A good while ago, Josh Trank was going to be directed a rumored Boba Fett movie written by Simon Kinberg until Trank was fired and Solo was moved up to take that film's place. Well, Deadline is reporting that Kinberg is still writing a Star Wars spin-off film. We don't know anything for sure beyond that, but if that film was to be a Boba Fett story of sorts, this could be confirmation that it's still in development. The Last Jedi won 5 Empire Awards this past month, and during interviews, Rian Johnson's longtime producer Ron Bergman confirmed that work has begun on Johnson's new trilogy of Star Wars films. That could mean almost anything, and he didn't get into specifics, but it sounds like Lucasfilm is moving forward with the films despite the divisive nature of The Last Jedi. I will not be reading today's comments for unrelated reasons. In book news, new excerpts were released for both Last Shot and Thrawn Alliances, both of which can be found on StarWars.com. Last Shot will come out April 17th, and Thrawn Alliances comes out July 24th. And finally, I wanted to mention Mark Hamill receiving a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame at long last. That's not necessarily movie or canon news, but of course we all think Luke Skywalker is deserving of the honor, so congratulations to Mark. That's it for me, so now back to Elliot.
That brings this video to an end. If you haven't subscribed to Alex already, make sure to head over to his channel in the description below for all things Star Wars. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.
Thank you.